What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo Flips, Team Us 100%. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. For those of you guys who don't know, I do have a career. I'm in the medical field, and I also flip cars on the side. Kind of a little bit more serious than it would be a hobby. I don't own my own dealership. I am a car rep, and basically a dealer rep. And basically what that means is I rent someone's license and I full access, whatever. There's a ton of videos that I've made that you could go back and see exactly what that is. Today's video is actually, they all come from the heart, but this one has nothing to do with cars for the most part and everything to do with your well-being. You right now watching this. I don't care if you're 18 years old or 65, 70 years old, okay? I just heard some disheartening news. This has been going on for a while. I've been following it kind of closely with Saudi Arabia and the gas prices and just watching the inflation and the strength of the dollar, etc. And I just want to let you guys know right now, on this channel I talk about leveraging your credit to make money. I talk about just basically a lot of making money, but a lot of it revolves around cars. All right, so what I'm going to say to you is this: if you feel the way I do, and I have a nest egg, I'm not gonna lie to you. What I did to create my nest egg is I took all my monthly bills, I multiplied that by 12. That's my nest egg. So God forbid I was out of work for X amount of time, up to a year, I could live comfortably. So that would cover all my bills that have to get paid, okay? Not with paying the extras, like I always pay extra to the mortgage. I always pay extra to whatever I have going on, okay? Now I broke it down to the bare minimums. Yes, I know that's bad, but I'm talking about you're only going to use this like if shit hits the fan, okay? So watching the Saudi thing, watching inflation, watching the dollar, watching how there's help wanted signs but people don't want to work because they think they should get paid more to do for salting fries, or people thinking that they should get paid less because they salt fries. Whatever side you're on, I don't care. I really don't care. This is to tell you guys right now, whatever it is you're into, you need to make sure you take care of your priorities first. And I hope your priorities are you and your family, okay? I can't be any more real with you. So what I did was, I upped it. I upped my contribution. I looked at all my finances. I looked at the cars I have in the street. I looked at various other things I was involved with. And I trimmed the fat. All right, as I started selling more cars, because we have been selling cars. So as I'm selling cars, I'm reinvesting a little bit less. I'm holding back a little bit more, okay? Or the time of me just being out here investing wild and crazy, getting money back when it came back, like that has come to not an end, but I put that on hold, okay? In terms of the cars, you guys see I'm still buying cars, but look at the cars I'm buying. They're not as often, they're not as frequent. Not because they're not selling, just because my priorities have switched. During this time, watching everything go on, I decided that I personally needed about a 36-month nest egg. Am I worried about losing my job? Knock on wood. No. I'm in the medical field. Do I think if things got really, really bad, really bad, sure, I guess I could potentially. Anyone could potentially lose their job, right? God forbid, could go to work tomorrow and someone could make a lie about me, a beef on me, and, go to HR, etc., etc. It's a big deal, right? So everyone can lose their job. Anyone can lose their job. But I feel a little bit more secure than if I was, let's just say, a landscaper, all right? And if you are a landscaper, these aren't shots fired at you, okay? All I'm simply saying to you is, in time of recession, in time of where like money gets tight, you're gonna start to see people not paying to get their home pressure washed, right? They might go out and say, hey, you know what? I could rent the pressure washer for $50 for the day and I'll knock it out. Mowing the lawn. You could pick up a used lawnmower on Facebook Marketplace for $100. Why am I gonna pay $150 a month to have a contract for you to mow my lawn? I'd rather spend $150, buy my own lawnmower, buy a weed whacker, get out there, maybe not do a great job like a professional landscaper does, but I get it done, all right? Car washes. Maybe all of a sudden I'm not going to the car wash if you guys still use car wash. Let's go with mobile detailers. Let's not even think like car washes, right? If you're a any type of service, I guess it would be, right? If I'm in that industry right now, I'm not planning my exit strategy, but I'm planning my side hustle, right? Because I'm thinking in my head, hey, are my customers falling off? Let me look at my customer base. Am I working with the blue collars, or am I with people who have just disposable income? If I have disposable income customers and that's my clientele base, then I'm probably not worried about it. But if I'm working with the 9-to-5ers, I'm thinking in my head, damn, food's getting more expensive, gas is getting more expensive. If I'm in the north, there's this diesel scare right now, right? That we might run out of diesel. Regardless of what happens with diesel, it's going to go up double. Well, that's me talking, right? Again, supply and demand. This country runs on diesel fuel, people. If you don't know that, get out from underneath your rock. Anytime you see an 18-wheeler moving groceries for Walmart, food, whatever, that's coming from diesel fuel, all right? So again, everything's going up. So if my clientele for my mobile detailing business is in fact the 9-to-5ers, I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? Gas went up, almost 40%, right? They might not need me to do their maintenance anymore. They might only use me once a year for the wax and the ceramic coating or whatever it is that I do. They might get out there and go to Home Depot and buy a bucket and a sponge and say, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna do my own thing. I can learn how to detail cars on YouTube or whatever, right? So again, all I'm saying to you guys, please listen to what I'm saying. Please, 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 please give it a lot of thought. Do something with your finances to set yourself up. I don't care if you're renting. I don't care if you own. I don't care what it is, okay? Start building up your nest egg if you haven't done so already. If you haven't, put that in overdrive. Get that going, okay? I'm not saying it's gonna be tomorrow. I'm not saying it's gonna be next year. I'm not saying it's gonna be the year after that. I do believe, well, I guess that would be the year after that. I do believe if something doesn't change in this country quickly, we're not sitting pretty. And I love this country. I can tell you that right now. I'm not talking sideways about it, but if you don't turn on the news, or if you don't look at YouTube, or if you just don't put gas in your car and you can't see that something's amiss, you need to check yourself, man. You really do need to check yourself. And for my younger audience, the 18 pluses, you think life is still good, I don't care, blah, 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 blah. Listen to me. You're still at home with mommy and daddy, or you got your own place. Money is money. Money doesn't care what age you are, all right? I was on the block at 12 years old, making more money. I was making money at 12 years old. Money doesn't have an age, okay? Money's just money. So let's just say you're still living at home, you're 18 years old, life is good, mommy and daddy gonna hold it down. What happens when God forbid, they can't? You need to be out there at any age. You need to be out there, make that bread, make that money. Wouldn't it be nice to, hey, boom, I got you. I can hold us down until mommy and daddy get a job, whatever the situation might be. Do you see what I'm saying? If you have an apartment, you're living with your girl, you're living by yourself, whatever. The last thing you want to do is go back to mommy and daddy's crib, if you even have that. You know what I mean? So again, you really want to, at any age, just get ready. If you're an old head like myself, and you don't have it set up like this yet, you really need to ask yourself, what have you been doing? The iPhone 14 just came out. I bought it, right? I bought the Ultra Watch. Luckily enough for me, I didn't like it. I'm not trying to debate what's better. I just happen to like Android better, but everything else I like Apple, for those of you that hate. Luckily enough for me, I'm going to return it and get $2,500 back, because roughly that's what it came out to be after taxes and Apple Care and all that other nonsense, right? That money, once it comes back to me, excuse me, that's also going right into my nest egg. You know what I'm saying? So so let's talk about, paying down debt right now. For me personally right now, I'm willing to take the hit on the interest rates. I'm rolling over money from here to there to the next place, using a lot of cards that are like, hey, we'll give you free interest for 12 months, and this one's about to end on their note, so I'll move that to there, from there to here. I'll pay the 3% or the 5%, not a big deal, and keep paying it. That's an option for you. A lot of you other people are like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to pay down my debt. And I agree with you. Pay down your debt, all right? But keep this in mind. I would pay down my debt after I already have my 2 to 3 year egg set up, okay? Then you could focus on everything else. I know Ramsey suggests, like, I think it's like $1,000 or something like that. You ain't doing nothing with that, guys. I'm talking to you from, like, you know, the heart, real. You want to have at least a couple months saved up to pay all your stuff, your car, your apartment, your house, your mortgage, insurance, whatever your bills are, okay? I can tell you this right now, in the grand scheme of what's going to fall off for me, if God forbid I found myself in the shit, the last thing I'm going to stop paying, is my house, okay? So above everything else, it's my house. So that gets paid, boom, food on the table, boom. Then whatever credit cards, whatever personal loans, whatever anything I have, yo, ruin my credit. I don't care, ruin my credit. I can give a damn, take me to court, we'll do it. Boom, I'll go bankrupt. Don't care. I got a place to live, I got food on the table, that's what I care about. Is that good advice? No, that's real talk. When the shit goes down, if it goes down, and I was put in a situation like that, that's how I'm gonna play it, all right? I'm not saying that's how you should play it, I'm saying that's how I'm gonna play it, all right? I'll be damned if I'm paying Visa before I'm putting a roof over my family's head. I'll be damned if I'm gonna pay Amex before I put food on the table. Now that food I put on the table might go from ribeyes to, you know, maybe just some chicken, or might even go down to, like, you know, some tuna, because we're trying to spread out that money. But the point of the matter is, in the hierarchy of what I'm going to pay first, it's going to be food and housing, then everything else, right? Like, if I can't afford to buy the newest Milwaukee toy that I just purchased, right? Because I needed an air inflator because I don't even want to get into it. And let me tell you guys, on a side note, don't lend your tools to nobody. As a matter of fact, stop lending anything to anybody now. I've lived by this. One time I broke my rule. I let someone hold my air inflator. They had to go pick up a car, and they were like, oh, can I take the inflator with me just in case the car's flat? Yep, no problem. They take it. It comes back all kinds of broken. I'm not looking to take back something that's broken. If you broke it, replace it. That's what a man does. If you broke it, replace it. I gave it to you. You gave it to XYZ. You're in charge of it, right? Another case in point, I had a 30 pound tank of Freon. My man had it because he does the repairs for my car. Well, he lends out his truck to somebody. He had 2 cans in his truck. One of them comes back empty, and he's like, oh, yeah, yo, so-and-so took my truck, and, you know, your can was, somehow or another, your can emptied. How did my can empty, motherfucker? You lent out your truck with my can in there. You're responsible for it. And if anything, if it was me and the roles were reversed and 2 cans came back, I'm going to say, yo, you used my can. We're going to get squared up on that. Yo, D, I still got you your can. You're good. Right? But that's how I'm built. People ain't built like that. Back to the case in point. Just start watching what's going on. Learn your industry and start saving money. Right now is not the time, in my opinion, right now is not the time to be out here buying new phones, buying new clothes, buying really anything that you don't 110% need. I don't believe anyone really knows where we're headed as a country, okay? We are super divided right now. This country is in, like, absolute turmoil, whether you believe Republican, Democrat, boy, girl, black, white, it doesn't matter. They figured out a way, and whoever you believe they is, bless you, okay? But the powers that be figured out a way to divide us, not just on one front with the Republicans and Democrats. Then they put the cultural division. Then they put the gender division. And they're just continuing to separate us to smaller and smaller pieces, right? Because, what's it say? United we stand, divided we fall, right? So just, again, guys, I'm not on no conspiracy type shit. Only thing I'm saying to you is the one thing we all as a people need to get together is we need to bring back this dollar. We need to make it where the United States is a strong country again. If not for us, for our kids, man. Like, you gotta do it for, like I'm gonna die, right? Like, I'm 43 years old. Shit, let's just say I'm halfway done with my life, if I get to live that long. But I gotta see. Like, I gotta take care. I gotta hope when I'm gone that my daughter has a good world to live in, a good country to live in, where she feels safe and everything else. So if you're in a similar situation, you need to be thinking about that. But I know I ramble. I apologize. So I'm gonna cut this. Not short. I'm sure it's long as hell. I don't have a clock that shows me. But just start looking at your money, educate yourself, and start doing things different because you don't need that cup of coffee. You could go right here. Yo, check this out. I'm not even gonna front. I don't give a damn. Well, I don't know what this is. What's this? Chai latte. Is that like a coffee? I don't know. Anyways, chai latte, whatever this is, okay? But look, it's great value. You ain't gonna see no more really high-end stuff in this house anymore unless it was here already, okay? And even that is only because I already have it. Because believe me when I tell you, my girl's Puerto Rican. She's got no problem putting coffee in a stocking cup in a stocking and doing it old school. I've seen it before. I walked out here like, damn, that reminds me of my childhood. What is that? You know, and I see her over the stove with the stocking and that round thing in the pot. Best cup of coffee I ever had. I'm not even a coffee drinker. You know what I'm saying? These energy drinks and shit like that, like, yo, that stuff will all go away. You know, and I'll start counting my money different. Although I did buy this bang, I had to do it. Polos. I got a ton of clothes. I had the audacity last month to go out and buy more. I bought so much clothes last month. When I came home, I bought doubles of the stuff I had. I had to go back to the store embarrassed to be like, hey, I already have this. And I'm not talking about I have it worn. I'm talking about I have it with tags on it, my man. Like with tags. You feel what I'm saying? Like that right there is the example of overabundance. If nothing shouts louder, overindulgence, overabundance, it's a motherfucker who doesn't know what they have, goes out, buys everything over again to come home to realize they already have it brand new. Like how? And I don't even got paper like that. But what I'm saying is that's the mentality that we have, that most of us have, especially those of us that come from nothing. Those of us that have been on the grind. Those of us that come from the street, if you will, right? Because we're trying to hustle up $1 so we can get the new sneakers. So we can be popping tags every day. So we can look fresh on the block. For what? For what? None of that's going to help us in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not sitting here to say I'm any different. I'm sitting here to tell you I've learned from my mistakes to a certain degree. I'm always learning. I'm still learning, guys. I just want you to look now. Because usually I'll come at you like, no, the time is now. The time is now. Old school, get yourself a notebook and a pen. For those of you that are young and do it all on your phone, damn your phone. Get you a notebook and a pen. Write it down. Write down everything you spend money on. I don't care if you spend $1. Write it down. At the end of the week, figure out how much money you could have saved. Did I need that $5 cup of coffee? Did I need that $3 energy drink? Did I need? Nope, I didn't need any of that. Damn, I spent $125 this week on nothing. That could have been $125 you put towards your nest egg. That could have been $125 if you're a business individual that you could have put out there in the street to make more money back. Or it's just $125 you didn't waste. You just didn't waste it. You feel me? Like, it's not wasted. I don't know how else to say it. But I know this video is kind of weird, and I know this isn't usually my demeanor, and this isn't usually the content that I put out here. But even though I have a small audience, I don't think that should matter if it's what I'm feeling. And what I'm feeling can potentially save somebody out there. I don't think it's the audience. I think it's getting the message out. And again, I could be totally wrong, guys. I am not a financial person. That's why I'm not getting into inflation. That's why I'm not getting into the Keystone Pipeline. That's why I'm not getting into a lot of financial matters in terms of what you should and shouldn't do. This is just what I believe. You guys are gonna have, in the Saudi Arabia thing, you guys are gonna have to start doing your own homework and figure out people you trust, right? Because the media, right down to YouTube, is all controlled by some other company. So what you get fed is what you get fed. As individuals, we need to pick and choose what fits for us. Don't be sheep led to the slaughter, right? Because everyone is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's just that sheep you chose to follow, okay? So you just need to figure out what works best for you. And above everything else, just look outside. Look outside, man. Look outside. Look at the housing market. Cars aren't selling. Interest rates on homes 6, 7, 8. I heard almost going up to 10%. Yo, so how is someone supposed to afford a house at 10%? That seems crazy to me. And again, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theory person. You know who could afford 10%? Big ass companies, right? So when you buy up all the houses and you get rid of the American dream, the homeowner dream. So when I was going to sell my house and I had the offer, it was actually to a company. That's not why I didn't sell the house, but it was a company that said, we don't even need to see the house. They didn't even see the pictures of the house. They simply knew the address, and I guess they could Zillow old pictures from back in the day, and they made a substantial offer on the house, like over what I was asking, okay? Not even over what I was asking, over what I was told I would get for the house, because the house wasn't even listed yet. But it was a company. The company doesn't care. They're either going to pay cash for it, or the 10% interest is going to be a write-off after they put someone in here to rent. But when I start buying up neighborhoods, right, and you can never get ahead because you can never be a homeowner, which means for the rest of your life, guys, hear me out, for the rest of your life, you'll be paying rent because you can't afford to own a home. For those of you in the back saying, oh, well, you're going to have to pay taxes anyway, right? You have to pay taxes anyway, right? You're right. Yo, it sucks. You got to pay property tax. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say to you? You're absolutely right. Puerto Rico, there's no property tax. Take your happy ass on to Puerto Rico. Like, I don't know what to tell you, okay? I'm looking at to buy something in Puerto Rico, my damn self. I'm not going to front. I'm looking to buy a condo overlooking the water. That's what I'm looking at. But right now, today, that's been put on hold for the time being. Because I don't know what the travel industry is going to look like. Because I plan to Airbnb that shit out while I was stateside. And then, you know, in a couple years when I'm ready just to sit back and chill out, boom, bounce, right? So, with that being said, though, when everyone has to rent, you're always going to be a slave to somebody, okay? Because you always got to make that money. And let me tell you this. I don't care if your taxes are $11,000, $20,000, $100,000, $3,000, your property tax, okay? It's a lot easier to pay that than it is to pay $2,000 a month in rent, which comes out to be $12,000, or forever, right? And now, let me just say this now. If you have, because I know, again, I hate the fact that I got to clean this up for you guys, but there's always that person in the back that says, well, if I got to pay $2,000 a year for $2,000 a month for property taxes, that's what I pay for my mortgage, for my rent. Well, let me just tell you this. If you're paying $12,000 a year for your property taxes, chances are you live in a really nice area or you got a really, really nice home. You're not renting. So property tax is based on where you live and what you own, the value of your house, okay? So don't get the two confused. Do not get them confused. Because you're always going to have that person, well, I'm not going to quit smoking. I know my father smoked till he was 80 and nothing happened to him. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And then there is someone else who smoked for 2 years and got lung cancer. You want to gamble on that? Gamble. Be my guest. Gamble. Here's what I know. One day I'll own this house. And the only thing I'll have left is my property taxes and, of course, insurance. Of course, insurance, okay? And that's all I'll have to come up with, that money. That's it, okay? I would much rather do that than have to pay rent forever and ever and ever. Never have money to pull from. If I got into a situation right now, I could refi my house, what is it, like 80%? So I could refi my house and probably pull out about $350 in cash. Like, boom, there you go. My mortgage payment would be through the roof. I couldn't probably afford it. I probably wouldn't want to afford it if I could. I like where I'm at now. I like owing almost nothing in comparison to what my house is worth. But you won't have that option as a renter. And it took me a long time to realize that because I was an apartment dweller. At one time in my life, guys, I'm not BSing you, I had 3 different apartments. As a street person, I had 3 different apartments. I'm not a wealthy man. But I just was like, yo, I'm gonna be over this side of town, I'm gonna stay at this apartment. I'm gonna be at this side of town, I'm gonna be at this one, and this one, and this one. And I had different cars in every location. You know what I'm saying? So that was just money thrown out. If I would have bought a home back then, I'd already be paid off. It would be done, I'd own it. I still got like, well, if I let the mortgage play out on this house, I think I got like 25, no, I refinanced it, so what, I got like 29 years left. So I refinanced this house at 2.75% interest, August of the year before. So it was 22, so in 21, August of 21, I believe I refinanced just before the rates started going up. As a matter of fact, when I refinanced, the rates were starting to go up because I blew it. I had it at 2% and I just, I'm a procrastinator. But anyways, guys, it's not about me, it's about you. It's about us. Truly, it's about us. put it in perspective, guys. Put it in perspective, because that disposable income, it might be coming to an end for a little while. In terms of the cars, those of you guys who watch these videos for the cars, do I think cars are going to slow down? Absolutely. I think they've already slowed down. But then again, cars are still selling. It just means you have to be more aggressive with what you're purchasing. And that's for any business. Even some, I'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully, we'll be talking about some more fun stuff. All right, later.
That's my best friend.